Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the channel. I'm over here just looking at the same live stream as y'all with the New Hampshire Audit. I'm hoping to get some guys, some folks in here to join me, but you know, if y'all want to join the channel and subscribe, I have a whole lot more things that I talk about. Not just I do TikTok too. You know, you guys can see the playlist. So you can have a laugh in the channel and subscribe. I have a whole lot more things. And yeah. But yeah, this is just the Windham, New Hampshire live audit feed. So apparently they're counting. Apparently they are counting the paper. Not sure what they got 3 or 4 screens up over here, but I don't know why they have all those screens up, and it's weird. Matter of fact, how long have they been doing this for? Since this morning? Or since when? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure. What's I think that what they're doing is they are matching. Yeah, matching, rather matching the prior November thingy paperwork with actual paperwork. I think, I don't know. Maybe. Hey, there's only one person on the live right now. Hey, but hey, you know what they say, if you can bring in one person, that's good enough for me, right? You know, Jesus, when he started, you know, he didn't have none but like 12 disciples, I think, and then and now look at it, 200 years later, and then the whole world looks up to him. Sometimes you start off with one, but then you end with everyone. And I believe that's how it works, you know. I've only got about 11 subscribers, but I make great content. And yeah, you know. But how's everyone doing? Or am I speaking to a wall? I don't know how to get more people to join my channel. I've contacted some people and stuff like that. Been looking at some videos and on some tips and stuff. But I think it just comes with the time. I just started last week, and I'm pouring my soul into this whole thing. But who knows? I mean, I might end up getting a bunch of subscribers later on and be able to have more people listen to what I have to say on this sort of stuff, because there's not a whole lot out there talking about this kind of stuff, especially, a diverse group of people like myself. I'm Latino. But yeah, I mean, I follow people like, Nick Moseder, Out of the Darkness, CanCon, Jovan Pulitzer, Dave Jose, Doug Tenepo, and Behizi too. Behizi's great. I don't know what I'm saying. He's all right. You know, he's a kid, but you know, got his head on his shoulders, which is good. Hey, what's up, Scott? My first viewer. I didn't see you there, bud. What's going on? I'm just trying to get more people to come in right now so we can have a little interactive conversation with some more folks out here, you know, and talk about this New Hampshire live audit. And I think what they're doing right now is they're comparing prior paperwork from the November thingy. You know, I wish I could say the exact same damn words that I want to say. But you know, this freaking machine, this platform, they got this whole machines in the background running where they're picking up on certain words and things like that, where they then ban you. They ban you. They cancel you. I've actually tried to upload a few more videos yesterday about talking about some deeper stuff, some stuff that goes deep down in the rabbit hole, but they don't want me to talk about it. But I'm figuring out that there are ways to bring how do you say, to bring this matter at you know, at hand. Yeah, because if we don't talk about it, then who's going to talk about it, right? And if we don't talk about it, then that's game over for us, you know, and there goes America down the hole. And then we'll become like Cuba or Venezuela or North Korea, you know, and then before you know it, you got to get a chart with 12 pre-approved haircuts and, you know, and we don't want that here in the land of the free. The land of the free. Scott says each table has a different task. Yeah, it gets a little confusing. It gets a little confusing because I don't, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different, you know, people doing some different things. And each different one seems to be saying, calling out on who actually, does it match the information? Does it not match the information? What's going on there? I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure what's going on. I've been following the Arizona one too. And you know, the Arizona one is kind of incredible with that one. The Arizona Maricopa County audit. So today's the 18th, and I've been following along. And as far as right now, the supervisor board of electors, I mean, they're pretty much proven guilty. They are, you know, when you cut the tongue off a man, you're not proving him a liar. You're just not wanting him to talk the truth, or so somewhere along those lines. I mean, and so, you know, you got Secretary of State Karen Hobbs out there in Arizona. I think she's part of the whole situation, and they're about to get caught. So she's trying to play now like, oh yeah, you know, let's go ahead and do this and that. You know, you got Senator Karen Fann out there trying to say to this supervisor board of electors, what the hell's going on? Why are you guys doing not what we're telling you to do? They're defying the Senate's subpoenas. I'll repeat it again. The Senate sent out subpoenas to the supervisor board of electors. The supervisor board of electors in Arizona Maricopa County has been working along with the dumb money machines. And at first they didn't want to give them the passwords, and Dominion says they gave the supervisor board of electors the passwords. They've been trying to get those passwords. Then we had to, you know, fight tooth and nail to get like either the passwords. What ended up being was we ended up getting the documents for that. So I guess they got leaked. I mean, these people belong in jail. These people belong in jail right now. What the hell are they doing right now in the Senate? I don't know. I mean, not the Senate, in the position they're holding right now. I mean, they call themselves the supervisors. Again, remember, keyword. They call themselves the supervisors board of electors. Okay? What the hell are they supervising? The frog? And I gotta say that like that, the frog, because if I say the actual word, then again, the machines pick up on it and I'm toast, you know? So they go ahead and do that. I mean, they're just blatantly saying that they did do something sketchy. I mean, again, when you cut off the tongue of the man, you're not proving him a liar. You're just telling him that you don't want to tell the truth. So what the hell are they doing? I mean, who's gonna? But then you got the FBI not on our side because they're going around chasing people like Rudy Giuliani for stuff that doesn't even matter. Which, by the way, when they raided his house like last week or two ago, he had the hard drive evidence of Hunter Biden, but they didn't want that. No, they're chasing witch hunts. They're chasing a witch hunt, and they're ignoring the reality. It seems that everybody is ignoring the reality. The Department of Justice is not doing a damn thing about it. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is not doing a damn thing about it. The CIA is not doing nothing about it. I mean, how far does the swamp go down? How far down does the swamp go? That's my question. Because, I mean, is the military infiltrated too? Hell, do you even have the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms infiltrated as well? And all they do is talk, and all they're supposed to be taking care of is the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And are they implicated too in some way that we don't know? You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, so then who will arrest these roaches and these rats? I mean, they've been exposed. They have been exposed. I mean, you know, this last one that happened with the Board of Electors in Arizona, that's enough to just say, send them down to Guantanamo. Send them to Guantanamo right now. You know, imagine if somebody got a ticket or imagine an average American citizen went to court, okay? And usually you get prosecuted and then, you know, innocent until proven guilty. The burden is on you to prove that you're not guilty. And if you don't balance out the scales of the law and, you know, reasonable doubt, then, you know, you go to prison or whatever, right? You go to jail, whatever the case may be. Now, okay, so the situation with the Supervisory Board of Electors in Arizona, what's happening is that they've been caught red-handed. They're sitting in front of a judge right now, and they're saying, we did it. Without saying, you know, what's that whole thing with the kids are saying right now? Tell me you're guilty without telling me tell me you're guilty without telling me you're guilty. That's pretty much the Board of Supervisors in Arizona right there. Tell me you're guilty without telling me you're guilty. Where's the justice? You know, where is the justice on this? Because if an average American citizen went to Arizona or went to court and had to stand in front of a judge, which I've been in before, you know, spitting tickets and stuff like that, you know, a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, some chiba here and there. Back in my day, well, I mean, I still smoke chiba, but I digress. That's besides the point. And beer too. You know, you gotta take a little, you know, sometimes you just gotta loosen up a little bit, because this whole world with this whole politics right now, man, it's crazy. But all right, so then you go to the court and then, you know, you get sentenced or whatever, okay? So then it's on you and your lawyer to make sure that you're not guilty. But you folks got to remember something though. We're dealing with a system that has been for so long in the trenches of the swamp. You guys remember OJ back in 1990s? You know, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. We all know OJ did it. He even wrote a freaking book in prison. You know, big ass letters that said I did it. And very tiny little said if. Implying that he did. He was implying that he freaking did the crime. He was implying that he did the crime. Okay? And they let him go. But they let him go. They let him go because of this. They let him go because during that time there was a, you know, back in 1990 to 1991, I was born in 1992. Back in 1991, there was the whole the beating of Rodney King. You had all these political tensions going around. You had the crack pandemic in the hood, in L.A. You had all this stuff going around during that time of white officers beating up on black cop or on black citizens in the hood during the rise of the crime in California, and so the majority of the jurors in the O.J. Simpson trial were Black American folks who had anger in their hearts because of everything that was happening. So they let O.J. Simpson off the hook, even though they knew he was guilty of the shits. They let him go to kind of send a message to the big guy that, you don't mess with the people and try to do this stuff. And then I wasn't fair. I don't know, what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all I know is that O.J. Simpson killed a couple of, he killed Goldberg and his girlfriend, just because he was jealous and he acted out on emotion. And now you got O.J. Simpson over here on Twitter talking about, saying, hey, for the Chauvin guy and for this and that, speaking his opinion. Now we're taking advice from a guy like O.J. Simpson. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's rich. That's funny. That's hilarious. Hey, you know what? Would you guys even be so surprised as if they put O.J. Simpson on some sort of government position in office? I wouldn't be surprised. Hell, we got people like Ilhan Omar and AOC and Pelosi in the office. So, hey, anything is possible, right? By the way, there is I made a video earlier talking about Ilhan Omar and how there's a petition right now to get her to, out of office. This woman Ilhan Omar is in the, what's it called? The House Foreign Affairs Committee. Okay, Ilhan Omar is in the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Think about that. When she was working with Obama, she was all for that whole destruction and disaster and everything that was happening and going on. And it's a damn shame that's what she is for. Talking about I support Hamas and stuff like that. Like what lunatic? We chose Obama for 2 years. And we're getting Obama again. Because let's be honest, folks. Damn well this puppet Biden is not the one running shit. Okay? You guys know that it's Obama behind the curtain. And telling Joe Biden, this guy gets prepped up every morning. Obama comes into Joe Biden's house and he's like, hey, what's up, Joe? Hey, listen, buddy. Hey, come here real quick. Let's go and practice what you're gonna say today. Try not to fuck up this time though, because you've been doing a lot of fuck ups. And let's get going. Let's get started. And boom, gives him the little prep, gives him the little script. Puts in that little audio in his ear and tells him what to do. Which is still blunders. I mean, the old man puppet Biden can't even do it anymore. Like, the dude's like 80, you know what I'm saying? But then you got Donald Trump, who's like 78, 74, and he's got way more energy than puppet Biden. I mean, if you guys saw the little golfing game that puppet Biden had earlier, he can't even do that right. The dude was pitching for a hit, and the ball went over his shoulders, just like his fucking nutsack, over his shoulders. And then they showed Donald Trump hitting a golf ball, and that motherfucker took that motherfucker out all the way like if he was Billy Madison from that movie with Adam Sandler where he just clacked, you know what I'm saying? And man, I'm telling you, it's just incredible. But if you guys haven't checked it out yet, go to change.org. And on my prior video, I uploaded the link where you guys can sign the petition. Currently there's 271,000 signatures. We need 29,000 more. We got to get to 300,000 to get Representative Ilhan Omar, that damn terrorist, out of office, because the way we're going to win this war is by starting from the bottom all the way to the top. So how do you get people out of office from the bottom? Well, we got to start by exposing these rats. We got to start by exposing these roaches that are infesting the White House and Congress and the Capitol. When President 45 was in office, you didn't see no fences around the Capitol, but now you got them because of the Capitol 6, which, by the way, I made a video on that earlier too, talking about how a new leaked video shows that the people like the Q Shaman guy, the guy with the horns and the U.S. flag and everything, you see them right there with the Capitol Police telling them, okay, you guys are welcome in. Just gather gather in a single file line, and make sure that you guys just don't destroy nothing, and peacefully protest, which is exactly what they did. And it was all a theatrical show just to get people riled up and make it think like it was the worst attack since the Pearl Harbor, the worst attack since 9/11, the worst attack since World War II, right? Lives were lost, over millions of lives were lost. Children and women, assassinated. Look how they put up the story, and it was all just a big sham just to have been able to get President 45 into the impeachment situation that he found himself in because of Pelosi, because of Maxine Waters, because of Chuck Schumer, and all these other rats and roaches that are infesting the people's house. So they made up that whole theatrics just to be able to have said, hey, CNN, hey, MSNBC, hey, yo, CBS, hey, Don Lemonhands, Anderson Pooper, Wolf Blitz, tell the masses, that this is what's going on. And then CNN goes like, okay, just give us the information and what you want us to tell the masses so that we can go ahead and tell them what the illusion, right? So then you get, the lefty liberal motherfuckers, you get them all hyped up and you get them all angry, and, they start saying, screw 45, and then let's go ahead and impeach them. And they failed. They failed because they know the damn truth. They failed because bro, guys, folks, look, that brings me to something. How the hell can you impeach somebody who's a private citizen, not holding any type of government office position no longer? How can you impeach someone who is no longer in a government position? Because I think number 45 is still currently the main man. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I think number 45 is still the main man running things, because how can you legally try to impeach someone who's no longer in office if that's the case, correct? Man. By the way, Scott, you had asked what petition. Okay, so there's this petition going on. I made a video on it today. And I provided the link down on the description box. Let me go ahead and send that out to you. I think I have I think I can send out the link here. Let me just go ahead and put that over here for you so you can go and sign that petition. Because we need to get these roaches out of office. People say, hey, how can we fight? People are ready for a civil war. They're getting ready to go out with, guns blazing and knives and Molotovs and all this other crazy stuff. We don't need a violent protest. We don't need violence to, at least I believe that, you know what I'm saying? It's like I say, if a civil war broke out, it wasn't because of us conservatives. If a civil war breaks out, it was because the left side went and started the whole thing. They went ahead and they started the whole shenanigans. They tried us. They tried our hand. We were so patient. We are patient, but we're getting angry. We're getting pissed off at the shenanigans that these people are pulling, 24/7 all the time. And we're being more than patient. But we got to get them out from the bottom up. Starts from the bottom up. And And Scott, let me go ahead and send you that link, brother. So you can go ahead and sign that. I already put my signature in. Let me see here. And go ahead and copy that. And then send that over to you. But yeah, bro, this is all right, there's the link right there. I sent out the link, change.org. We have 271,000 signatures as of right now. The goal is 300,000 signatures so that he can get to the White House. Honestly speaking, I'm not sure if that'll even make a difference, because I mean, if the White House is doing things like blocking out likes and dislikes and blocking out comment section, I mean, that tells you a whole lot right there, right? I mean, so if it hits the White House, will it matter? Well, look, I don't know if it's going to matter or not matter. The question, the handing question is that we have to start doing stuff like this, because if we don't do it, if we just let them slap us around like we're just worthless peasants, then that's when they can take over, because nobody's gonna give a damn. And then you end up like the country that then you end up like my country that I escaped from back in 1999, Venezuela, to escape from the Hugo Chavez regime. Because when Hugo Chavez was running for office in 1999, he declared that he was for a socialist party. Now, my people are stupid. They went ahead and bought the whole shenanigans, because the majority of my people wanted a damn handout. You know, they wanted, free food, and they wanted free money, and they wanted, all these benefits. But then 21 years later, look what Hugo Chavez accomplished. Nothing but destruction. Now I have cousins in Canada, which, condolences to Canada. They're going through the same crap right now with Justin Trudeau, a.k.a. Fidel Castro's son. And if you guys don't look at if you guys haven't noticed, you put a Fidel Castro picture next to Justin Trudeau, and they look the same. I mean, this guy, Justin Trudeau, is the seed of Fidel Castro. And you guys got to look into that. Look into it. There's many articles talking about it. This guy, Justin Trudeau, is the son of Fidel Castro. But yeah, so the majority of my people in Venezuela were for. The thing about Venezuela is the majority of the people out there are stupid. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm Venezuelan too, but damn, they didn't think, brother. They didn't think with their heads. They wanted a handout. They wanted the free food. They wanted the free checks. And I'm just over here looking at what's happening with the Joe Biden regime, and I'm like, holy crap, that's the same thing that they tried pulling back in my country. The free food stuff, the free stimulus checks, the free unemployment, free. Nothing's free, okay? Nothing. It always comes from somewhere. And 21 years later, look where they are now. Look where they are now. They're begging for food. They're begging for help. They're begging for for Americans, mercenaries, to come and take out Maduro, right? But nobody's listening, because they brought it upon themselves, because they didn't fight back, because they took the stimmy checks, because they took the free food, because they took the free unemployment, because they trusted the government and Hugo Chavez. Because of that, nobody wants to go and help them now. Just like we find ourselves in right now. If we don't fight back, nobody's going to fight for us. If we don't love our country here in America, nobody's going to love America for us. I repeat that again. If you don't love your country, nobody's going to do it for you. One more time for the people in the back. If you don't stand up and love America, your country, nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay? And it saddens me, the situation that we find ourselves in today, and the people of Venezuela. I'm saying, I got cousins out there asking me. They're not really asking me. They're just like, hey, can we get a little bit of scratch? We're suffering this and that, and I do my best to try and help them out. They're my family and all. But it's not really my fault that they didn't fight back. It's not my fault that they didn't stand up to the government. It's not my fault that they're still in that same situation because they don't want to try to, get a better life by going somewhere else. Like, I got family in Spain, right? I got family in Canada, as I was just talking. I got family in Mexico. It's kind of ironic how my people ran away to Mexico, and then Mexicans crossing over here. My wife is Mexican. But she was born in California, and my daughter was born here in Georgia, in Forsyth County, up in the hills, up North Atlanta. But I mean, now you got all this whole mess going around. So the same blueprints that the Hugo Chavez did to my people are the same blueprint steps that this Joe Biden guy is trying to implement here in America, right? But except, okay, so it's like my father tells me. I'm like, because sometimes, I'd asked him like a while ago. I'm like, hey, Dad, why didn't our people fight back against Hugo Chavez and the regime, knowing what they were getting themselves into? And he said it's because of the 2A. Our country does not have constitutional rights for 2A. And the only thing that separates America from the rest of every other country around the world is that they don't have constitutional rights for 2A. And just like our founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, John Thomas, John Adams, the revolutionary founding fathers, they wrote 2A because they knew that one day something like this could happen, and it's up to us, we the people, to protect what they established for us, not what the government wants to establish for us. Okay? And if things get out of hand, we might just have to exercise our rights just like our founding fathers intended it to be. Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, John Adams, John Thomas, Alexander Hamilton. Am I missing somebody? Who am I missing? Let me see. I covered all the... No, there's more founding fathers. It's just so... It was like 10. George Washington, the main general. Salute to you, sir. I know you're probably rolling in your grave right now looking at what's going on in this whole situation, but we're not going to give up on you, George Washington and the founding fathers, because we have a conservative movement on the rise right now, and we ain't giving up. We ain't giving up. Scott, man, you got to help me out here, brother. We got 3 viewers right now. We got to get more people in this chat so they can go ahead and get to know about it. Let me see here. So I got a comment here from Politilop. Okay. Am I saying that right? Polititop. Wow. Okay. Sounds confusing. Politico. Hey, you're not a shield dude, are you? You're not trying to infiltrate the video over here, right? Politico? Is that you, Politico? Hiding behind the username Polititop? Huh? Come up with the truth, brother. Nah, I'm just messing. Dude, keep doing videos and streams. If you're a good dude, you'll build a subscriber base. Just keep it up and be sure to give accurate information only. Don't repeat something you heard on a forum. Oh yeah, facts. In fact, I had to learn the hard way. When I started making the first few videos, I was talking, I'm going to go ahead and say I was talking kind of out of my ass because I was angry, right? And I wasn't using information that was available to me. I was just kind of going off of my own little world, and then YouTube struck me down. And they're like, you can't be posting stuff like that because you're not providing links, you're not providing facts, you're just talking out of your ass, and you're not really, saying stuff that's out there. You're just kind of like, just for example, like you got the bears are coming out of the woods and they're attacking people and they're eating them up, in Florida. I mean, that's not true, right? I mean, can it happen? Has it happened? Maybe 100 years ago, one bear came out of the woods and attacked somebody, but it's not a daily thing. So YouTube was like, you cannot be talking about stuff like that because then it's like spreading misinformation, which I'm like, okay, well, if they want to play, if I want to join the game, if I want to join in this fight, okay, fine. You got me. I gotta, I'll provide the links. I'll provide the facts. I'll provide the news sources and everything like that. Because honestly, though, there's a lot of information in the internet. You got forums like 4chan, which who goes on 4chan? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? I probably went on 4chan once or twice. It's just a lot of people just talking out of their ass and talking whatever the hell they want to talk about, right? So we got to get down to the facts of the matter. Like the facts of the matter is that there's a petition right now to get Representative Ilhan Omar out of office. The fact of the matter is that the DOJ is asking now for like Nancy Pelosi's removal from office, from House of Speaker. And you know who I support for House of Speaker next? is Representative Bobart. Yeah, Representative Bobart is wanting to take over the chair of Nancy Pelosi, and she was talking about it in on Newsmax today. That she's the way she takes over the House of the Speaker roles, Nancy Pelosi. You know, she's gonna take the freaking metal detector machines that they have in Congress in We the People's House. They have metal detectors in the People's House. If there wouldn't be a need to have metal detectors in the People's House if they did their job right. There wouldn't be a need for Congress to have installed metal detectors in the People's House if they were honest, if they did their damn job correctly, if they didn't try to just come after us, you know, with all this insanity that they're throwing at us daily, 24/7. But we're fighting back. And so when we get, you know, Bobart out, you know, as Speaker of the House, and get Roach Pelosi out of office, then we can start seeing some changes, folks. And then there might be hope that, you know, for 2022 we can get the Senate back, so we can have a hope that we can get the House back in 2022. The key here, folks, is 2022. Okay, so I live in Georgia, right? I live in Georgia, and when I moved out here from Florida, and Florida's my home state, when I left Venezuela and evaded the Hugo Chavez regime, I grew up in Miami at 6 years old. I grew up in Miami, graduated high school in Orlando, worked out there. You know, I traveled around Florida and moved out here in 2014 when Nathan Deal was governor of Georgia, and then Brian Kemp won governorship. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, when Brian Kemp got into office, the fight was between him and Stacey Abrams of Atlanta, who's a freaking socio-commie, progressive left-wing liberal. Puppet, just like all the other puppets in office, like Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom, and you know, Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, you know, Murphy from New Jersey. Puppets, just puppets. All Dems, all puppets. Democrats, puppets, just puppets. Puppets everywhere, right? So okay, so when I left Florida in 2014, it was Rick Scott who was governor. And when I moved over here to Georgia, it was Nathan Deal. And then in 2016, or not 2016, in 2020 or 2019, Brian Kemp got into governorship office, right, position, and won against Stacey Abrams. And she cheated too. She was, you know, she cheated she was trying to win. But she didn't win because the thing is, people have a misconception of Georgia, right? The thing is, Atlanta makes up a very small population in Georgia. That's it. It's just a very small city. A very small city in central Georgia. And while they may be left-leaning Democrats, for the majority of the part, they're not really they don't really make up the rest of what Georgia is. You got North Georgia, which is where I'm at, out here in the country. You know, so we got basically Atlanta is liberal. The rest of Georgia is red and Republican. That's why nobody believes that Georgia flipped for blue. We haven't flipped blue since Jimmy Carter in 1978. Jimmy Carter was the last blue left-wing nut that we elected here in Georgia. Back after that, it was all Republican. Oh, but all of a sudden, after you're telling me that we flipped blue for the puppet Biden, the guy who got 80 million votes, who only has about 5 people showing up to his rallies, and we flipped for blue. Get the hell out of here. Imagine if it would have been Stacey Abrams who would have got her way and would have been a governor of Georgia right now. That's it. I would have moved out. I was considering moving back to Florida because we got Ron, you know, y'all got Ron DeSantis. So if any Floridians are listening to this, congratulations, you got a good governor. When I left, we had Rick Scott. I don't like Rick Scott. I think Rick Scott is a rhino. I think he's part of the swamp. Just like Brian Kemp. Okay. So I was considering moving back to Florida, but I'm not going to do it yet because I still believe that there's hope out here in Georgia for a better governor like Vernon Jones. If you guys don't know who Vernon Jones is, he used to be a lifelong Democrat, and then he switched to the GOP party when President 45 was in office because it changed his viewpoints on the reality of what the left is versus the right. So he switched over to the GOP party when President 45 was in office, and now has the same viewpoints as President 45 and Ron DeSantis of Florida, which is a ban on abortions, making the school system here in Georgia way better without that whole. He's against critical race theory. Representative Vernon Jones is a black American who is now Republican, who used to be lifelong Democrat, woke up, saw the reality of the situation, and is now a Ron DeSantis, is now like President 45, right? So we need Representative Vernon Jones, who's going to be running up against Stacey Abrams in the November elections of 2022 out here in Georgia. But we need Vernon Jones to win governorship of Georgia so we don't lose the state to the left-wing liberal nutsacks that are infiltrating this state. So if Vernon Jones does not win the election in 2022 come next year for governor, then I'm out of here. I was considering moving over to Alaska, but I might just end up moving back home to Florida and be part of the Ron DeSantis movement. The only thing I don't like about Florida is it's too fucking hot, and excuse my language, I don't like to curse. Sometimes it comes out. What's it called? I don't like the weather. It's way too damn hot. In Miami, you take a shower. Once you come out of the house in July, you're already sweating bullets, and that's not good. For me, at least, I know some people enjoy it, and I do take a trip out to Florida every now and then. Once a year, I like to go out there in Miami Beach, for a weekend, just to myself, just to kind of unwind and go back to my hometown and enjoy a little coffee, a little Cuban sandwich, mingle with the people, and then come back over to Georgia. That's a good balance. I like doing that. I like, going back home every year. But me and my wife and my daughter are actually going to California, God help us, because my wife is from San Diego, and we're going to visit her family next month, and we're taking our daughter out to Disneyland, and God help me, my wife is not very political. She doesn't care about all that stuff. She's in her own little world. She sells stuff online. Me and her, we do like, so we'll buy like clothes and stuff like that. I do construction too, every now and then. Make a little scratch here and there. But I'm a guy that likes to I'm an entrepreneur and stuff like that since I was a very small child. But I'm also very involved into the world of politics and justice. This is my main thing, right? But yeah, so we're gonna go to San Diego next month. And we're going to take our daughter out to Disneyland, right? And just because of the fact that we're visiting her family, and then from there on, we're going to move up over, we're going to go to Anaheim, which is a 2-hour drive. Well, it's really like an hour and a half. But if you stop and take a piss break and a burger break, then, it's about an hour and 45 to Anaheim and go to Disneyland. And I do it for them. I don't really do it. It's not like I want to. I prefer to go to Florida, right? I prefer to go to Florida, to Disney World. And I used to work for Disney World for 3 years, and I love it. And I know that it's demonic, and I know that they are pushing this crazy stuff on our kids. And I know that they're not the best, that they don't have the best interest at heart for the American people. But oh well, who cares? But oh well, sue me. Okay, I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Disney World. I worked in Disney World from 2007 to 2013. For a long time I worked at Disney, and I went to every single park, and I love it. And I know that it's demonic, and I know that they're just, trying to brainwash the masses and the children. But oh well, not everything in life is going to be good. But if you focus too much on that kind of stuff, you're not going to have any fun at all. So there comes a time where you have to kind of ignore the politics of stuff and just kind of enjoy your time doing, whatever you're going to do. So, but I don't have Disney Plus, so don't get me wrong. I don't have Disney Plus, never did. You know, what I do is I show my kid, my daughter. She's 4 years old. I show her, you know, Tom and Jerry, Dexter's Lab, the Grim, you know, the Adventures of Billy of the Grim Reaper of Billy and Mandy, you know, kid, you know, Codename Kids Next Door, that whole damn crap that I saw growing up in the 90s. Ren and Stimpy, well, that's something that I don't know if I'll participate in showing them. Hey, but you know, I turned out all right, right? I think I turned out all right, right? But look, it's better than the fucking crap. It's better than the freaking crap that they're trying to indoctrinate our children with all these new cartoons coming out, talking about, you know, trans this, trans that, and non-binary, fluid gender, trans, backwoody, you know, honey wrapper stuff and whatever the hell you have. You know, it's sickening. It's sickening, and I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? And well, for the most part, you know, the good thing about my daughter is you know, in the Latino community, there is a very strong belief system of conservative values. So for you folks listening out there, don't believe everything the television tells you, because for the most part, Latinos have been conservatives since the Spaniards conquered places like Puerto Rico and Venezuela and Mexico, you know, the Aztecs and all that. We come from a European background. We come from, you know, the traditional values and beliefs of conservative values from Europe. You know, so when you have people like Biden and Kamala Harris and all them, and AOC telling you that, you know, that the majority of Latinos are Democrat-leaning individuals and they believe in liberalism and all that stuff, it's a damn lie. If you guys ever step out of the United States and go to places like Mexico, it's completely the opposite of what the media is trying to influence you with. It's not true at all. Us Latinos, for the majority of the situation, are conservatives. We believe in conservatism. We believe in the traditional values of family. We believe in God and Jesus, and we pray out to God and you know, go to church and everything. And we withhold the same beliefs that the Americans believe in as well. So there is a big infiltration within our own communities and within our own people who are running stuff in this country that don't want to see happy-go-lucky families having fun. They want separation. They want to brainwash kids into thinking that there's something that they're not. I mean, and what kind of 3 or 4 year old kid goes around saying, I'm a trans, you know, and I'm a boy, and stuff like that? Bull crap. It's, I mean, you know, maybe a 0.0000000.1% of kids, you know, are born with some sort of mental disorder that maybe when they were in the womb, some stuff got rewired in their brains from too much something that maybe the mama might have been doing. I don't know, and I digress, right? But again, that's only 0.0000001% of the kids, not the majority, which are 99.9, 100%, right? And so the kids are like, oh, well, I just want to be a Barbie doll. I just want to be a fireman. I want to grow up to be an astronaut. You know, I want to grow up to be this and that and a teacher and whatnot. You know, they're not going around talking about, oh, I want to go ahead and be, you know, saying this trans. I don't want to go out and, you know, they're not 3-4 year old kids are not talking about, you know, saying, well, you know, what are you packing down there, Sally? You know what I'm saying? What are you packing down there? You know, no, that's not what they're talking about. You know, they want ice cream. They want to go out and be taken to places like Disney World. You know, and again, you know, I'm taking my family out there to Disneyland in California next month. But just because we're visiting her family, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just take them to the one in Disney in Florida in Disney World. You know, back in my hometown. And again, you know what I'm saying? Sue me, so what? I like Disney World, and I know they're demonic, whatever. But again, like I say, if you focus too much on that, you're not gonna have any fun in life. Sometimes you just gotta look the other way and stuff like that, and just you do it for the family. As a man, you gotta do it for your family. What are you gonna tell your daughter? What am I gonna tell my little daughter? Daddy, we wanna go see Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and blah blah blah. I had the privilege of having that experience. What am I gonna tell my daughter? No, we're not gonna go because they're demons in there and they're pushing an agenda and this and that and blah blah. And she's just gonna cry. She's gonna be like, "What the hell is it? What's Daddy talking about, Mommy? So don't do that, folks. You know what I'm saying? Do it for just look the other way. Just stay vigilant, right? Just stay vigilant and make sure that that you're having fun. And then when you're back into the whole scenery of the politics, then you go ahead and you do what you got to do, right? But let's see here. What's Florida is chill, John J. Good for you, bro. You need to get that message out, break that racism narrative. Exactly, yes. From Politilop or Politilop. Yeah, Politilop. Politico, is that you? Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, Politico. So I can go ahead and break your narrative. Hey, look, Politico's been all right. That newspaper article. It's all right. It's cool. But yeah, I follow people like Nick Moseder, Beheezy, CanCon, Dave Jose, Doug TeNaple, Q from Out of the Darkness, and a few other people that are speaking out and stuff like this. So hopefully one day I get to join them in a live stream and talk about what I'm talking about. I have a lot to cover, and I will be the only Latino conservative in that group. Because that's a group right there. If you think about it, that's a group right there. You got Beheezy, CanCon, Nick Moseder, Out of the Darkness, Doug TeNaple. They're Jovan Pulitzer. They're a group, right? And I want to join in that group because I believe that by joining that group, my voice can be heard even bigger, even more, right? I don't know when that will happen. I contacted CanCon on an email. He replied back. He told me he was going to give me a shout out. He did a video earlier. He did a live stream. I tried to get his attention. He didn't get my attention. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't. He might have missed it. The thing is, because they got so many subscribers, and when they do live streams, they get over 1,000 people watching at the same time. That it gets cluttered up in filler. And then what ends up happening is that my voice gets drowned in the whole crowd, and that sucks because I got good stuff that I'm trying to I want to be that Latino conservative that because Beheezy's Black American, Q from Out of the Darkness, he's Black American, Nick Moseder, White American, Doug TeNaple's White American, Dave Jose is a Latino American. And I love and I love what he talks about and everything, but we need another Latino conservative in that group, and I want to be in that group too, so we can join together and as one and continue to expose the rats in office, continue to stomp out these roaches that are infesting the government branches. Right, because Dave Jose is, he's a sweet guy, right? You know what I'm saying? And no, not bringing down Dave Jose or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? By sweet, I mean like he's a cool, calm, collected guy who wants to promote peace and talk about this like God and things like that, which I also will talk about later on, in some other videos and stuff like that. But my main thing is, what I'm saying, you need an angry Latino conservative who's gonna be like, nah, motherfucker, we're done with this shit and we're taking action, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers. Hey, shout out to Salty Cracker if you're listening. Which, by the way, Salty Cracker, this is why I have to be careful with some of the things I say. Salty Cracker has had about 900,000 subscribers. He was probably about 1,000 subscribers away from reaching 1 million. And then what happened? YouTube came in and they axed the guy. They axed him because, they axed Salty Cracker because of the things that he was talking about. And guess who they did it to recently again? Bing, bing, bing. You guessed it. Steven Crowder. Louder with Crowder. They silenced the guy. He's got 2 strikes on YouTube. He'll probably be back sometime next week. I don't know. And if he does come back, I mean, he's either gonna have to be, 75%, careful with what he says, and 15% kind of throwing in some jabs in there, right? But I mean, Steven Crowder has been targeted now. Steven Crowder is on the hit list of the YouTube censorship portal, and I really don't know or think that he's gonna really. Look. If you guys want to place a bet, let's place a bet. I say that in 15 days after Crowder gets back into YouTube, they're gonna permanently ban him. What do you guys think? What do you think, Scott? What do you think, Politilop? You think they're gonna ban Steven Crowder completely or not? I think they are. I think Steven Crowder's about. I think if Steven Crowder comes back into YouTube, which he will, and his first episode after a 2-week suspension is gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show, and I'm not gonna miss it. And by that I mean I'm gonna set the reminder to watch the episode. And I think honestly that might be his last video, because I don't think Steven Crowder is not a vagina, right? Steven Crowder. What are they saying? Hold up. They're saying something over here with the audit. I don't know who's speaking right now on the I think it's that guy that's running the whole audit stuff. So I mean, hey, that dude sounds like Artur, the guy who got caught and arrested over in Canada for holding church services. Well, it looks like they're done. Yeah, it looks like they're done for the day over in New Hampshire with the audit stuff. Um, I think they're calling it a day. Now New Hampshire is on the East Coast. They're over here on the on the east side, and it's 3:22 p.m. So I think that they're done for today, um, or are they getting back in the game? I think that they were just taking a break. I think that they're taking that they just took a little 15-10 minute thing. Okay, so they're continuing with the audit. They're continuing with the audit. Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like they're having. By the way, Politolop. This is kind of, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at something where it said they keep throwing us distractions, to not look into the Arizona audit too much, or the New Hampshire audit, or the Michigan audit, or the, I don't know what's going on in Wisconsin. I heard some things are going on in Wisconsin. I'm gonna have to do some research a little later on about that and see what's going on and happening. But yeah, there's this too many distractions that they're throwing at us. What was it like 2-3 days ago? The Pentagon, oh yeah, there might be aliens, and then Biden over here and Kamala Harris releasing their tax returns. What else was it? The whole gas shortage and the pipeline distractions. The other one was, and then Biden comes out saying no more masks. If you're vaccinated, the CDC changed up the guidelines saying, well, if you're vaccinated, no more masks. So many distractions that they're throwing at us so that we look away from the audits. And this is not the this is not we cannot afford to be distracted anymore. That's my whole thing. We can't continue to get distracted. We have to continue to look into this stuff. We gotta continue to look into this stuff. If we take our eyes off of it, then that's their chance to pounce into we the people, because they look at us as prey, but they're forgetting that we are the predators. Okay, right? Nap time. Yeah. Now I don't think they're taking a nap. I think they're gonna continue to talk about to do the little audit. Probably until 5 p.m. maybe. I don't know. Maybe until 5 p.m. Well, the whole thing with the the UFOs, Politolop, what a coincidence that this whole alien stuff only always comes out when something is going on behind the curtains of the government. Every time something that they don't want us to see, they throw out the aliens, right? They throw out the aliens, and it's a whole distraction just to keep us away from something big. And that whole big thing is the audit, because the only reason that Donald Trump can get back into office is by us fighting against this motherfuckers who are trying to get into our business. They poked the bear for too fucking long, and they are done. They are done. We're coming for you, lefties, hard on this one. You motherfuckers. We're so happy after Puppet Biden cheating the elections. You know what I'm saying? After he did the whole thing with the election in November. I don't even think I can say that word, erection. You know what I'm saying? Because if I say the other one, I know the algorithm's got a few certain keywords that they pick up on, right? Okay. But every time something big happens or is underway, they come out with all these crazy stories, or events like the mass shooting, and then the individual went ahead and killed off a mass shooter, right? And killed the mass shooter because he was killing some people in his apartment complex. The perpetrator, some mentally unstable guy, right? What a coincidence that all these stories are coming out, like the tax returns and aliens, and then what's next? Cavemen again, or what are they gonna do? Hey, we saw a dinosaur. We just discovered a dinosaur in the Amazon jungle. Distraction after distraction. All eyes on Arizona. Politipop. All eyes on Arizona. All eyes on the New Hampshire audit. Because if we don't fight back against the establishment, against this tyrannical government, well, then who else is gonna fight for us? Nobody. We are the last frontier. As a matter of fact, you got Canadians looking up to us right now. You've got Germans looking up to us right now. You've got Englanders looking up to us right now. You've got New Zealanders looking up to us right now. You've got Spaniards from Spain looking up to us right now. All biting their teeth in a nervous fashion, because they know that if we don't fight back against this tyrannical establishment, not only are we done for, but they will also be done for. Because as you guys know, anything that happens and what the United States of America says and goes for everyone else outside of this country. The three biggest the three biggest countries in the world with the most power is Russia, or United States, Russia, and China, and India. That's number 4. So the three biggest influencers of the world: United States, Russia, China, and then the India. But that's not really talked about. But if we don't fight back, then the United States becomes just another third world country, and then we'll be taken over by China, and then they might actually be able to how do you say, take control of the world, which is why we got to get Billy Gates down into the grave as well. We got to get old Billiam Gates. I'm glad that guy's falling apart. His wife just left him, Melinda Gates. Because imagine, this guy and Jeff Bezos too. He was divorced too from his. Imagine how sick and twisted these men must be that their wives are leaving them behind, no matter if they're the world's top billionaires. You guys gotta answer, question yourselves like that. Like, wait a minute, why did Billiam Gates and Jeff Bezos get separated from their wives? Because they're like the most influential and most powerful and wealthy people in the entire United States, possibly the world, and they couldn't even keep up with their, and the wives couldn't even keep up with them. Now imagine what they're doing behind closed doors, and we just gotta keep fighting back and exposing these rats and roaches in government. But yeah, Politolop, I agree. Yeah, the goal is is peace in the end. Nobody wants a fight. Nobody wants violence. Nobody wants to deal with any of this stuff anymore. We're all sick and tired. We just want to go back to our regular lives that we had before, which, honestly speaking, there might be some sort of normalcy later on. I'm not sure if there will be some sort of normalcy just yet. you know. And if we do get back to some sort of normalcy, I think that normalcy will be we have changes, but good positive changes. You know, nothing bad. No, and the thing about it is we don't have to look at it as something bad. Once these changes come into play, you know, it'll be good kinds of changes where we're now awakened to the fact that this entire system has just been lying to us since birth, and then we can move our lives moving forward with a fresh new perspective on things, and be able to live with the truth and not just you know, under the lies of the system that has been you know, plaguing us since birth, since before birth too. You know, I'm 28. So I mean, this goes way back to the John F. Kennedy days when they, you know, when John F. Kennedy was speaking out in 1962. Oh boy, government came in and, you know, right there, just, hey JFK, you said what about the who? About the skull and bones? About the who? And then they blamed it on Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah, I just got a notification here. Michigan judge dismisses Antrim County election case. Michigan dismisses election. What? A Michigan judge on Tuesday threw out a case challenging the 2020 election in Antrim County, 13th Circuit. Well, you know, this, I'm tired of these judges. I'm tired of these freaking judges that have been bought and paid for, you know, by the money machines. You know, have they been threatened? Are their families' lives in danger? What's going on there? What's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Because why are all these damn rhino judges going against something that we have the right to look into? Why are they preventing us so hard, and why are they so hell-bent on not exposing the truth? Do they think that it'll cause a massive civil war? Well, then if that's the case, then so be it. But it's more of us than there are of them. And by then I'm talking about the lunatic liberals, lefties that keep burning down buildings every time something doesn't go their way. No, I think they're scared of something even bigger. I think they're all scared to go to prison, Guantanamo. Imagine how deep the swamp goes. Imagine how infested the situation is for it to be this way. Judges, politicians, senators, all this stuff is just, they're all implicated. They're all implicated, and another time is almost up. But I'm gonna go ahead and have a little break, Politilop. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and grab something to eat. I'm hungry. Hey, thank you for joining my channel, bro. And congratulations on being my first moderator. And it's gonna be an accomplishment for both you and me when I get to that 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers, and then we're gonna see a bunch of people talking in the chat section, and you'll be one of my you'll be my first moderator. I'm gonna be like, hey, Politilop has been following me since I only had 10 subscribers, man. It's crazy, but I believe in this movement, and I believe in this channel. And I believe that we can, you know, together, united, make the world and make this country a better place one step at a time. And one of the reasons why I started this channel is because in 2022, as it approaches, we got to continue to talk about this stuff, you know. I'm gonna take a look at the hearing today. I'm gonna take a look at the hearing and watch it and study it so that I can bring more information to light. My channel, my motto for my channel is this, Politilop. It's deciphering the mainstream media lies and extracting the truth. Deciphering the lies and extracting the truth. Because so what I do is I take a look at all the news out there. Right, I take a look at all the news, and then I decipher the lies and extract the truth. Because what these media, mainstream media news outlets love to do is they love to talk they love to talk all this talk, but then in between the fine lines is where the devil lies. The devil is in the details, and that's where I come in and extract that truth, so that I can show the people, hey, this is the reality of the situation, not what they are wanting you to believe. Thank you, Political Up. I appreciate it, man. Yes, I believe in the message, and we're gonna get through this together. Don't worry about it. More people will join. I got advertisements set up. I got different campaigns running, so that my videos continue to get exposed out there. You know, I sent out an email over to CanCon and Behizi and Nick Moseder and Nick from Rikita Law. Out of the darkness. I sent them out an email to each of those guys to see if we can like do a live stream together, if they can have me on their show, so that I can get some more exposure. But time is patient, and time is always good. You know, and I've only been on YouTube for about 7 days. These guys have been on YouTube for like 6 months, 8 months, a whole year. So, you know, they are where they are now because they kept going, and they didn't stop. And I'm doing the same thing. Consistency is the key. And as the new developments of situations unfold daily, well, that's where I'll be to decipher the lies and extract the truth. But thank you, Politilop. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Thank you very much. Hey, and if you you know, if you want to tell your friends and family who watch similar content, go ahead and, you know, direct them over this way so we can all, you know, join in and continue to fight the good fight. Thank you. I will have a very good meal, and I will continue to hang out in those chats. I think ABL and Officer Tatum are doing a live stream tonight, so I'm planning on sending out a super chat so that they can give me a shout out. And perhaps maybe that'll help, you know. Perhaps it will, perhaps it won't. I'm not sure, but I gotta invest a little bit of scratch so that I can get my message out there to the folks who are interested in learning about the truth in this situation. But we'll see. But yeah, Political, I'm going. I'm gotta get something to eat. I'm hungry. And stay tuned for my next videos. I will be uploading them, and hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded it. Thank you, brother.